Hey guys, so today is a little bit of a different video from me. I recently-ish finished reading through the Harry Potter film Wizardry book. Finally, I bought this ages ago, but I'd flicked through it a lot and just not actually read it. So I have been sitting down and actually reading through it, and what I was doing was reading, like, because there's kind of a chapter on each film, so I'd read the chapter about the film and then go watch the movie afterwards, and I would like notice a lot more than I'd noticed before in the movie, so it was really interesting and cool. And I just thought I would flip through today and show you some of my favorite pages and things, and show you so you can see whether you want to add this book to your own collection or not. I think this is awesome. I think it's like a must-have and I love it heaps. And I also just want to show you this. Tell me this is not the best thing you've ever seen. So this is obviously the cover of the book. It has this slip on it. I think it was revised and expanded because yeah, the second Deathly Hallows movie wasn't included in the initial book, which is kind of weird to me that they would publish one before the movies had finished coming out, but whatever. So I'm just going to take this off so you can see the whole cover. So this is what the whole cover looks like. I love it. It's like very, you kind of, I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it's very textured. So these things are like indented. These, this is like 3D kind of, and there's like foiling and stuff on here. I just think it's a really nice book. The inside looks like this, so it's kind of like a Hogwarts like school textbook or something. And yeah, I'm just gonna flick through the pages and I'll pause when I want to show you stuff that I like. Everything just looks amazing though. I think this was designed by Nina Lima, who did a lot of the props and stuff for the film. She designed a lot of them. So yeah, and there's a lot of pictures from behind the scenes and just like screenshots from the movie and stuff as well. There's some Marauder's map artwork, which is really cool, and I learned so many interesting facts from this book. There's heaps of stuff in here that just I would have never known before. So you get snapshots of things like core sheets and that. This I thought was really amazing. This is the map that J.K. Rowling actually drew of Hogwarts when they were kind of asking her, because they were trying to decide how they wanted to design the school setting and everything. She drew it out for them. So you've got the Quidditch grounds here, there's the lake with the giant squid, there's the dark forest, there's the school here, there's the Whomping Willow, Hagrid's hut. There's just a whole lot of detail here. There's Hogsmeade and like the roads that go around and everything. I just thought this was a really awesome thing to include. It's so cool. There's Daniel Radcliffe through the years. Look how tiny he was. So this comes to the first little extra thing that's included in here. A lot of these you can't actually necessarily take out of the book because they are like fixed in there. You can see that, but it does have, it's double-sided, which is cool. So this is like the Hogwarts letter that Harry receives, and the letter's included in here, which is really nice. So that's what that looks like. It's really cool. So this little section is all about the Dursleys, Hogwarts Express. This is about Ron, and I love the colours and everything on this page. I think it's cool. Then we get to Diagon Alley. These pages fold out, which is really awesome. It's kind of like too large for me to even fit into the frame. There's a little diagram of all of the shops that are included in Diagon Alley, and there's this little booklet from Borgin and Burke's, which is kind of like a catalogue. So you've got the Hand of Glory in there, just some different artifacts and stuff. Look how creepy that is. And yeah, very cool. The opal necklace. Just think that's really awesome. So there's a lot of really like authentic looking things in this book, which is cool. That's again Hogwarts, some like sketches and stuff that were done. Here's Hagrid. So yeah, there's different sections on different sets and different characters and everything, as well as the different films. This is about the Great Hall, and something I'd never noticed until I read this book was that they designed wizard like cereal boxes, and if you go back and watch the films you can actually see cereal on their table quite often when they're having breakfast in the Great Hall. So I thought that was really awesome. This is on Hermione. This is one of my favorite pages because I love Hermione. And Albus Dumbledore. There's a little section on each of the houses. Ravenclaw is my house. Let me know what houses you guys have been sorted into in the comments down below. So there's Gryffindor and Slytherin. They have a little bit bigger sections than the other two houses do, obviously, because they're featured more predominantly in the films. This is the little advanced potion making book. This is like the actual same cover that Harry has in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, when he has the Half-Blood Prince's book. And there's just some stickers in here, which I'm a big sticker fiend. I freaking love stickers, but honestly I don't know if I want to like use any of these, because I feel like it like fits into the book so well, and I just don't know if I actually want to take them out and use them, which is kind of a shame because they're really, really awesome, but I don't know what to do. So there's little like potion labels and that kind of thing, which I think is really cool. Then we've got some different creatures here. So we've got the Hogwarts ghosts and Fluffy. There's a whole section on Quidditch, which is really awesome. They show like the evolution of the different outfits they wore for Quidditch. So it started off with these really like traditional kind of looking robes, and then they started to try and make them look more sporty, which is cool, and it's really interesting. Wizards chess. So then it moves on to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. There's the Burrow, it's so cool. The Weasleys. And there's little profiles on like some of the different teachers, which is pretty awesome. There's Lucius Malfoy. Very creepy. Apparently it was actually the actor's idea for him to have this like staff, which I think is cool. He said he thought it would be funny if he could like hit people with it and stuff. He thought it would go with his character quite well. And also apparently the long hair was also his idea. I've been rereading the books, and actually I don't think it mentions that he has long hair, so that's interesting too. We've got Dobby, so like sketches and stuff of him. Gilderoy Lockhart. Then we move on to the Prisoner of Azkaban. Sprinkled throughout the book there are little write-ups by some of the different actors and some of the different crew and things like that, which is really cool. The night bus looks awesome. So there's Hogsmeade, and as our little introduction to Hogsmeade we get a couple of little candy packages that you can like pull them out and make the boxes if you want to from Honeydukes. I don't think I'll actually pull them out and make these, but you've got sugared butterfly wings and you've got black pepper imps as well, which is really cool. And on the back here it's got a couple of the other things. There's like acid pops, licorice ones, and fizzing whizbees, which is really awesome. And I know you can get a lot of these things at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is really exciting. Then we've got Ginny Weasley with her pygmy puff. Remus Lupin, I love him. I think this is a really cool image, that clown that the boggart turns into. I think that's really awesome. There's a couple time turners, picture of the time turner there as well, which I think the time turner was also designed by Mia Lima, which is really cool. So we've got the Goblet of Fire. This is a little pamphlet for the Quidditch World Cup, which is really cool. There's a lot of different things in here, stuff about the teams and the different players, and there's an advertisement for pumpkin juice, which is really cool, and it has like who their sponsors were. I think that's awesome. So then we've got a little bit of info about the Triwizard Tournament, Rita Skeeter, the first task, and then there's this little section on the Yule Ball, which has a little ticket to the Yule Ball in it, which is really pretty. I don't think this was something that was featured in the film at all, but it's just something they've added in to the book, which is quite fun. So the Yule Ball program, and it folds out, so you could, I guess you could like stand it up if you wanted to. And there is some like little bits of information on the side. It's kind of hard to read because the fonts are very similar colour to the background, but that's really, really pretty. So that's more on the Yule Ball. Obviously they spent a lot of pages talking about this just because it was so like beautifully done. I love Hermione's dress. It's the prettiest thing. So then we have the second task, and it's really interesting how they did all the underwater stuff. A lot of it was actually Daniel Radcliffe like in a tank of water, and he said he was really proud of himself for doing that because he's not much of a swimmer. Then Then we have Order of the Phoenix. I sort of never realised, like, it never occurred to me how many more characters we get introduced to in Order of the Phoenix. Like, there's Luna, obviously, as well as Bellatrix, and we see a bit more of Cho Chang and stuff. So there's, like, a lot going on. And here's, yeah, more characters that we get introduced to in Order of the Phoenix. This one folds out as well. You've got the black family tree there. And that was interesting, too, because they said, obviously in the books only a few of the members of the Black family get mentioned, but it is mentioned that there's this big family tree on the wall. So they got J.K. Rowling to draw out like a detailed family tree so they could do this accurately. And I love how much attention they paid to detail like that. Like, they want to be really accurate with the films, which I thought was really, really awesome. Then we've got these pages on Dolores Umbridge, which is awesome. It like so looks like her. And then we have some of these proclamations, the educational decrees that she introduced. I think there's like 4 of these in here. So we have extracurricular activities are subject to review by the High Inquisitor. No music is to be played during study hours. All students will submit to questioning about suspected illicit activities, and those wishing to join the Inquisitorial Squad for extra credit may sign up in the High Inquisitor's office. These are really, really cool. I would love to know if you have this book as well. Did you get these same ones, or do you have different ones? Because I'd love to know if they made them all the same, or if they did like a whole bunch and then randomly allocated them. I'm sure they're probably all the same, but I'm curious. So we've got Dumbledore's Army, a little section on McGonagall. There's Bellatrix Lestrange. She's so badass. She looks so creepy. Then there's a section on Luna, which I love. I love her like lion's hood thing. It's so cool. We've got a section on Snape. Again, there's that copy of Advanced Potion Making. Then, of course, we have the famous Marauders map, and this is one of my absolute favorite things from this book. I think it's really awesome. Obviously, it's not as big as like the genuine size. It's kind of like a smaller version, but it's still really awesome and really detailed. So it looks just like the map from the movie, and everything opens out. It's very detailed. Like I said, it's not exactly like the proper map, obviously, but there's like things under here that you can fold up and stuff. It's just really, really fun and makes like a really cool looking prop, like piece of memorabilia. I just think this is really, really awesome, and I love it a lot. You've got Weasley's a Wizard Wheezes, which is awesome. And this is like more about their shop. There's a big section on it because they went into so much detail with all the props and everything that they did for it, which is really cool. And there's this little catalogue that they've made as well with some of their products, like Jinx-Off. There's a Coma Chameleon like hair color changing brush thing, which I think is cool. Boxing telescope. There's all these fireworks. They've got Muggle Magic and all the Wonder Witch products, which I think are awesome, like Love Potion, Floating Fancies. It's very cool. Poo. And the Skiving snack boxes. We've got a section on Slughorn, who's one of my favourite characters. I think he's really funny. I've got a section on Malfoy. So now we've moved into the final 2 movies, which they've kind of combined together. There's a Ministry of Magic identity card, which is quite cool. It looks like a little passport. And this is the one for Mathilda Hopkirk. Looks like that. There's like little fingerprints and stuff in there. So that's pretty cool. We've got a section about Voldemort and his wand there, which is really creepy. It's a section about Godric's Hollow. There's the Lovegood house as well. There's the final battle. There's the 3 brothers and the Deathly Hollows on one page. I like this page a lot as well. I think it's really cool that they've put in like some of the illustrations from the books. And yeah, that is the end. At the end here though, there is this big envelope which looks really nice, And inside there's like a little photo album. It is the Film Wizardry photo album, which is a really nice touch. This is just a little booklet with some more photos from throughout the years, just from all over the place, kind of all random things. A lot of behind the scenes and a lot of just screenshots from the film as well. So that is it from this book. I hope you guys enjoyed having like a little glimpse into the kind of things you can find in here. It honestly was a really fascinating read as well, so it's not only for like just looking at the information that's provided is really interesting, just little facts about the films and stuff. I definitely love this book. It's one of my absolute favorites in my collection. Highly recommend if you're interested in it at all. I think it's so worth it, and I will link down below to where you can find it on Book Depository if you like, because Book Depository obviously does free shipping, and I've seen this book for usually around $50 or less. When I bought it, it was on sale for like 20 or 30, which was amazing. But yeah, link down below if you want to see that. So thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you guys with another video in a couple of days. Bye.